If you're into mosaic crochet like me and you need more practice to master this new technique, you came to the right place. Please hit the subscribe button and activate your notification to make sure that you won't miss any of my recently uploaded videos. In this video, I'm gonna answer most frequently asked questions about Mahoor Design, about Mosaic Crochet, and about myself. So please watch the video to the end. You might find the answer to your question as well. But if I didn't answer your questions, please comment below. I promise to read all the comments and answer as soon as possible. So if you are ready, let's dive into it. Question number 1. Someone asked, do you have a Facebook group? I already bought a pattern from your Ravelry store, but don't know how to contact you or where to ask my questions. Well, actually, I have a Facebook group like the other designers, but although I was not very active in that group recently, I don't call myself an active admin. But I will be glad to answer all your questions, and you will be more than welcome to join us in that Facebook group, and I will put the link to that group into the description. You can check it out. And yeah, that's it. So if you bought any of my patterns and you have any difficulties, if you need any clarifications about some of the stitches, you can always ask in my Facebook group. And you can find other places. I put the link to all my other places, like, for example, my Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel, whatever. Question number 2. I love your patterns, but I prefer to buy them from other platforms. Is there any places I can order them other than Ravelry? Do you have your own website? Actually, I don't have a website yet, but I do have other places, other online stores like Etsy and Payhip. Again, I will put the link into the description for you in case you are interested. And to be honest, I myself prefer Ravelry because you always have access to the library, and if any changes happens, you are always notified. So I guess that because this platform is specifically used for knitting and crochet and other crafts, it is better. I myself as a designer prefer to publish my own designs first on Ravelry, and then gradually I try to put the same patterns in other platforms as well, because no one knows that if Ravelry is a good place for you to buy, or because always there are some people that they are not satisfied with the platform, so we have to help them to have access to the things that they like. Okay, so we reach to the next question, which is question number 3. Someone asked, do you plan to prepare tutorials on your published patterns? Well, yes, we're gonna have some fun together making beautiful projects. And if you are a complete beginner, you will learn different ways of making projects with Overlay and Mosaic Crochet. For example, you will learn flat projects like blankets and runners. You will make some mosaic in the round, like purses, bags, I don't know, vase cover, like for example pot cover, whatever. And also I have some patterns that teach you how to make a square, like a center out. It is useful for making afghans. And also we are making some triangle projects, these triangle projects like shawls. And actually you will make some like rectangular projects like a scarf. So you can see that the mosaic crochet is so versatile, and you can use it in different ways to make different types of projects. So yes, I plan to make some tutorials on any of these types of projects to give you this chance to practice different types of making in mosaic crochet. Oh, this is a very interesting question. Of course, I am not an expert, but I try to answer your question as much as I know, but I highly recommend you to refer to those people who are expert in this area. Someone asked, what is the difference between overlay mosaic crochet and inset mosaic crochet, and which one you use in your designs? Okay, so I have to say that there is a big difference between inset and overlay, not only because of the difference in the look, but also in the way that you are making them. So absolutely, I believe that they are different. So, but I'm not, as I mentioned before, I'm not an expert in inset mosaic crochet. But as far as I know, in this technique, each color has 2 rows. It means that you have the reverse or the return row as well. And at the end of the row, because you are reversing and you are doing the returned rows, you are not cutting the yarn. And this is one of the difference between inset and overlay mosaic crochet, because in overlay mosaic crochet we are using each yarn in only in 1 row. So it means that like basically we are not using the reverse or the return. That's why at the end, if you're making the flat, if you are making the flat types of making, so in each row we have to cut the yarn at the end, and we start from the right by the second color of the yarn. So each row we have some endings at the end. At the beginning and at the end we have some endings, and that's why we usually try to make some borders that hide these endings. And this is something I learned, and I know that there is a difference between these 2 types of mosaic crochet. And the other difference is that because of this reverse or return rows, I guess the inset mosaic crochet, when we are making it and using this technique, your end project, your result is bigger than the overlay mosaic crochet, because we always have 1 extra row, which is the reverse. So if, for example, the project is 10 rows in total for mosaic crochet, overlay mosaic crochet, for the inset it should be doubled. And that's the other difference that I found out. But actually I didn't do any inset projects myself, and I don't have any plan to switch from this technique to the other techniques so far. And I guess that I am really interested in overlay mosaic crochet, and I guess this technique like is appealing. It's like more interesting for me, but it really depends on your choice. And I don't say that it is not recommended, because I know that lots of people are into inset mosaic crochet instead of overlay mosaic crochet, and it has its own fan, and they are making beautiful projects out of it. So as I mentioned, personally I have not done any inset mosaic crochet before, but I know the technique. I don't really like it, so I guess that all my designs so far are are designed by, all my patterns are designed by Overlay Mosaic Crochet. And because there is no special stitches yet, I guess they are beginners friendly, and it means that if you only know how to make single crochet or double crochet or chain, you are good to go and you can use my patterns. And I don't have any plan to change or switch to other like techniques, because I guess that at the moment I am satisfied with what I am doing. Yeah, hopefully I answer your question. Question number 5 is also an interesting question, and I really appreciate those people who ask the same question from me. So they ask, have you ever planned to announce a CAL or a MAL? Thank you so much for asking these questions and reaching out on my Instagram by direct messaging me. And I am glad that you are interested in my patterns and you find it worthy enough to try it. Let me tell you that I am working on my first CAL. So, and this CAL will be on my latest pattern, which is called Mariam, and it was released in a flat format before. But we will have some changes into this pattern, and our first CAL will be in a square or a center out. So I am planning to change and to adjust Mariam into a square. And actually my testers are working on it, and we plan to make it prepared as soon as possible. Question number 6, someone asked, do you plan to make tutorials on how to read Mosaic Crochet charts? Actually I do have some tutorials on how to read the Mosaic charts, but because the language of instructions is not in English, I guess it's not easy to follow because there is no subtitle on it. So yes, I do plan to make new tutorials to update my way of instructions. Hopefully this will give you confidence to practice charts that you find in internet, because there are lots of charts for free that you can use and practice more and more. And I guess that I will be able to provide you some instructions on how to read the charts and how to follow any Mosaic crochet patterns. Hopefully it helps. Another frequently asked question is about my design, and I am going to answer that question. Many people ask, I like to test your designs. How can I apply, and what are the requirements of being the tester? First of all, thank you so much for showing interest in testing my designs, and I just have to tell you that it's nice and easy, because you can direct message me on Instagram, or you can join my Facebook group and leave me a comment, or even if that you are not a professional tester, you still can apply, and you are more than welcome to test my patterns. But just sit on the lookout to see if there is an announcement for any of my patterns tester need. You can find those type of announcements on my Instagram stories, or on my Facebook group post, or even in my YouTube channel videos. And what else I have to say, that what are the requirements? So actually you need to be at least in intermediate level. If you are the beginner, I guess sometimes it's not easy for you to follow the instructions, because we are collaborating to each other with the testers, and sometimes we are coming up with the new design while we are testing the existing design. And I need someone who has expertise in like sometimes editing, sometimes rewording, sometimes trying to find the mistakes on the charts, if any. But of course, I myself double check every single terms that I use, but because English is not my first language, sometimes I need someone to do the copywriting for me, as well as testing the pattern. So, and the requirements, as I mentioned, varies based on the different projects and different designs. So, and if you are really interested and into mosaic crochet and you have any skills, you can reach out anytime. And I keep a database of my testers' name. So I always send them an email. You just leave your email and name. And if there is any open project, I will contact you as soon as possible. Question number 8 is about Mahoor. And because everyone likes to know the story behind any designers, and they know something about their life or backstage. Many people ask, how long have you been crocheting and why you picked mosaic crochet? It's a great and very interesting question to ask. If you like the story of my life, I started crocheting at age 10, and I learned simple stitches from my older sister. But actually, I guess crocheting was something in my family, because my father's sister, my aunt, she was making beautiful projects, and she was always making some clothes for us, like shawls, like I don't know, blanket, scarf, tank top, anything. And she was so expert in doing so, and I was always surrounded by crochet. That's why I really liked it. And but when I was a child, I started to self-study by reading the books and magazines at that time. But they were mostly translated from the original language, and they were not in original language. Sometimes the translation was not good enough to provide the good instructions on how to make some stitches or some projects. That's why I tend to learn how to read the charts, and I try to follow the instructions, like try to compare the written instructions with the charts, and learn more. But it was only a hobby for me up until 2020, when the first COVID lockdown happened in Vancouver. And unfortunately, I lost my job, and I had to stay at home and have nothing to do. And I was so stressed out, and I didn't know what to do. So that's why I started to go back to my hobby and start crocheting again. I checked some YouTube channels. I started to make a doll for my niece. But of course, I was not an expert in making dolls. It was the first time that I did it. And when I was like browsing some videos on YouTube channel, I don't know, suddenly I found Tina and her channel, and I encountered the color work, and it was the first time that I saw that the project is done by only using one color of yarn in each row. It was so interesting for me, and I tried my best to follow Tina. I did lots of projects following her channel and tutorials, and then I started to search for extra charts, and I tried to read the charts. I learned how to read the charts. and I learned it from Tina. I'm so thankful to her, and it was so lovely to learn a new technique and new skill. Then I started to think about it and say that, okay, I have lots of things in my mind, and why not try to make a pattern, to design a pattern myself. So, and because I am really into symmetrical patterns, so I started to think about the patterns I have seen before in my home country, Iran. And as you know, Iran is full of symmetrical patterns. I guess that because we have the oldest like civilization, like apart from China. So I guess that I have always been surrounded with the patterns. So I started to sketch, to do some try, and I gave it a try, and I found out that yeah, it's not bad. And I started to crochet myself from the charts that I made. And when someone else, when on Instagram, I announced that I need a tester, and that my first testers were from Iran. So they really loved the first pattern, and I started to publish it on Ravelry. And it's how I become a designer 1 year ago, exactly on my dad's birthday. Unfortunately, I lost my dad a few days ago. So yeah, I dedicated some of my patterns to my mom, but I decided to dedicate some of the patterns to my dad as well, to his loving memory. In Canada, you have to pay more than the price of the yarn to receive the yarns online. So I personally don't buy online. I plan to buy some yarns from the local market, and that's what I do. But if I design something and it needs a special type of yarns, I prefer to do my research to find out which yarn will be better for my project. And also we are asking about the hook. For me, it's normal hook. I don't have any like speciality like other designers that they are showing brand new or very beautiful hook with the like wooden cut or even like jelly cut, whatever. So no, for me it's only the normal types of hook that you can find in any yarn store or in any local market. Yeah, I usually buy it from Michael's in Canada, or sometimes from Walmart. Even Walmart, you can find like normal hooks. Yeah, that's it. So the last question, but not the least for today, question number 10. Some people ask, do you plan to make any designs with special stitches? I do love to make some designs using the special stitches, but special stitches are new to me. I'm still practicing myself, and I don't really like to do something that I am not a master of it. I mean that if it is not fully known to myself, I never try to put it outside. I try to learn it myself to fully understand how they are used, and yeah, because I plan to make at least 100 patterns this year. This is my new year resolution for 2022, that I plan to design 100 patterns during the 2022. So some of them should be designed for the special stitches, but I know that the special stitches are for intermediate level and up, so it's not easy for the beginners to practice it, because if you are a beginner, you just need to make sure that you understand how to make the simple stitches in mosaic crochet, and then you can improve your skills by trying new types of patterns. So yeah, I do have lots of patterns in my mind that they need special stitches. I have to come up with the symbols, because sometimes some of the symbols that the other designers are using are not making sense for me as personally. So if something is not making sense, I need to revise it, or I need to adjust it, or maybe I have to invent something new. I don't like to copy other designers, because this is the way that they instruct and they put themselves out. I don't like to be the copy of them. So if I want to create brand new symbols for special stitches, I need to put much effort and also study more and try and trial, so that I have the mastery of the stitches that I am going to introduce, or the symbols that I am going to introduce. But believe me that I am always in search of new things, and I am always trying to learn new things myself and try to put them outside to let other people use it and learn it. So why not? Because most of my patterns are coming from my homeland, Iran, and there are lots of curve and Persian rugs. Some of the patterns remain from the past, are very beautiful, and they really need, if I want to convert them into mosaic crochet, they really need like to learn how to make the curve, because those curves are beautifully made in those patterns, and if you are not following those curves, then you are ruining or like destroying the design. Yeah, I will do my best. I am in the process of learning myself, and I'm trying to make some simple patterns using one or two special stitches, not all of the stitches in one pattern, because if the aim is to teach other people to improve their skills and jump from the beginner to the intermediate level, or from intermediate level to the advanced level, you shouldn't put all the stitches in one design. So that's why I need more time to take a look to the designs that I have and plan ahead to make them ready. But as you know, I am a designer, but I do have a day job as well. So my obsession is crochet, but you know that life is very complicated after the COVID also. That's why you have to live. So I can't invest all of my times on designing. I really hope that one day it becomes my only job. I really appreciate all the people who support me by buying my patterns, or sending me love, or following me on Instagram, following me on YouTube channel. It really helps if you like me to be able to design more and to prepare more beautiful patterns. I do appreciate if you support me by doing anything that you like. There is no force, there is no rush. So if you find this video worthy, please share it with others. Hopefully other people will get to know me and understand how the process of designing is working for me, and who is behind the Mahoor Crochet. I am a real person. And I do love to create beautiful designs. I do love to create great community, and I am very open to discussions and to communications. Please feel free to comment below or leave me any message. I am really appreciating those people who are active followers, and they are not only the passive readers. Yeah, because I guess crochet is something that like created a bridge, and we are all connected to each other by this same obsessions that we have in our lives. And what else should I say? If I didn't answer your questions, please comment below. Let me know what is your question, and I try to make another video to answer your question. And if ever you like anything special to be created, any video, any tutorials, any instructions created and tailored for your need, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment. And also, if you haven't followed me yet, please hit the follow button, and I will catch you later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching and staying up to now. Bye for now. Love you.